Now, how old is Abby now?
She was born on Thursday, so she's 4 days old.
She's 4 days
Yeah.
old. Oh
Yep.
my gosh. So she is your second home birth?
My first. Yep.
Oh, she was
First
your
one.
first home birth.
I had my second child naturally, but in a hospital. Yep.
Okay. And so,
So,
what did you think from going from a hospital to home birth? Just curious.
it's just a lot more comfortable to be at home and in your own environment and not being instructed what to do all the time and just doing what your body tells you to do instead.
Yeah. Were you scared at all to make that decision?
Um, there's always a little bit of reservation because you never know, but you just have to trust that everything's going to work out, and it did.
Mhm.
You know.
How did you get involved with the whole placenta works, I guess? How did you?
Well, I've known Brenda, who does placenta works, for a long time, and she had her son Ryan, and I actually helped encapsulate his placenta when she had her son, and then the following year I had my second child, and she encapsulated his placenta for me,
Okay.
and so that's how it came about the first time.
Wait, let me ask you something. Is it okay that she's rocking?
Oh,
Oh no,
sorry.
no, I just want to know. I just want to make sure. Okay. Um, what I mean, I guess because I always think of like the initial, and I told Brenda this too. Like we have to discuss like the ick factor
Right.
and hit it and move on so
Right.
that people can relate to it.
Right.
So was there ever an ick factor for you where you when you were like, what is going on here?
Yeah, I'm very slightly, but I grew up on a farm and seeing natural birth all the time and seeing that animals naturally do that. So to me, it wasn't that weird. And when I did the research and realized everything that was in the placenta that your body can utilize, to me, it was kind of like a no brainer. Like, the ick factor just disappears when you realize that it's really good for you.
Was there one particular benefit that you saw that might help you the most?
For me personally, I did not have postpartum depression with my first child, so I wasn't concerned about that. But just generally, energy. I mean, being pregnant and going through labor and childbirth, I don't care who you are, it's hard work. And so, if you can use energy after that, if there's some kind of supplement that you can take that's safe for you and your baby that, helps with that, absolutely take it because having a brand newborn baby is hard work.
The first time you took, then the first time that you encapsulated, because you said your first baby you didn't, your second baby you did.
Right.
What was the difference that you saw?
Just a lot. I had a lot more energy. It was like instead of, if you're breastfeeding, you have to wake up every 2 hours to nurse your newborn. That gets old fast. But having, taking the placenta pills gave me the energy and stamina to be able to do that and still keep my eyes open. And I also noticed a lot, just more general happiness. Like I said, I wasn't really sad the first time, but this time I noticed like an overflowing of joy. So,
Really?
yeah.
And you credit that all to the placenta?
Well, yeah, I think so. I mean, just having that extra oxytocin replenished back into my body, definitely helped lift my spirits back up again, for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
And what about you said with lactation, because you took a raw form last night, so you saw an immediate change or
Yeah, I did take 2 raw pills last night because when I gave birth to Abby, I lost a lot of blood, and so my recovery's been just a little bit more difficult than I expected, and so my milk didn't come in as quickly and as heavily as I expected, and so I wanted just a little something to get me going until my pills were actually ready, and so I took it like 1:30. By 3:30, my milk was in way better, so it was fast. Yep.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
I guess I just what would you say to someone who's maybe like on the verge of it, but they don't. I mean, or just what would you say to any woman who might be pregnant or and out there
Yeah.
and saying, I don't know if I could do that. What would you
Right.
say to them?
You don't have anything to lose. I mean, people are willing to try all kinds of other things and pay money to do, all these crazy things you see on TV all the time and just do the research. I mean, if you do the research and study it, talk to people who have done it, you'll decide to do it. You have nothing to lose.
Are you
So,
gonna have more babies?
I don't think so. I think this is probably my last, but if I have another one, I'll encapsulate again.
Um, didn't you save some pills too, or how does
Yeah.
that work?
With my second child, Asher, I had a large placenta and I had a lot of extra pills. My recovery was excellent. Like I said, I was happy all the time, had a ton of energy. And so it just came to a point where it was like, okay, I really don't need these anymore. I feel great. So I saved them just by putting them in a food safe Ziploc bag and putting them in the deep freezer. And so um, I actually took some last year in August. My dad died. He passed away, and it was kind of unexpected for me, and it hit me really hard. And so I started to feel depressed, and I came home from the funeral, got settled back in, and I thought, I'm just going to take a couple of those pills. And within a week, it was picked back up again. Didn't need them anymore, and so I saved them again, and took some right after Abby was born, just to kind of keep me going until my new one was ready. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can save them for any time of life, and honestly, who knows what other uses there could be for them. I mean, if you need them during your postpartum period, absolutely take them all. But if you feel like you're doing great and you can save some, you never know what you're going to need them for.
Do you think these pills really could save a life? I mean, Brenda was saying, like, gosh, there are terrible stories of postpartum.
Yeah, absolutely, they could save a life. I mean, if a woman has postpartum psychosis, could kill herself, could kill her baby, absolutely could save many lives, for sure.